here with me is director, writer, and co-producer Mark L. Mazzeo and co-producer Dean Tatuli for the short film Solidarity. How are you both today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you, and congratulations that the short was accepted into the Garden State Film Festival, and thank you so much for taking this time to talk to us. I did watch your short, and I'm really excited to be asking you guys about everything that went on behind the scenes. But before I do, can you tell our viewers anything about your film?
It's it's a story of these two people that work and they find out that there'll be budget cuts. Decide that they're going to try and sort of study to try and make sure that and
Okay. And what was your inspiration for writing this short film?
this that we could shoot anything. Basically.
I mean,
but also we had another project that we had like a specific date that fell through. Well, I need to write something else so that we and I had the part in the beginning where she's like out. That's like something that 10 years ago or we could never fiction thing, and it's just it would never happen. But beginning from of that to be this, and then sort of told something that I guess that's like like people like working, and so it just felt like sort of topical and very sort of relevant.
Dean, do you have anything to say about your inspiration in co-writing?
I didn't co-write it, but I helped him with drafts of it.
Okay.
So no, I don't really have much to say. I just really liked the script, and we had a lot of fun shoot. I thought it would be fun to shoot, and it was. It was a ton of fun to shoot. So,
well, watching
about some
it
visual
myself,
inspiration.
I thought it was. I really enjoyed the writing when I watched it. Like I did think it was really good writing. So what was your filming process like? You're welcome. Your filming process. What was your filming process like?
Filming process. Dean and I. So we have a kind of like a sort of know what the other and do. So we have a very good relationship there, and it's kind of it was kind of a lot to shoot. We only had one day. We sort of I keep a big production binder, the shot list and stuff. So we made out. So we kind of knew. Actors in it we'd worked with before, so they could work, and we had to work quick to get it done. There's something about that gives, I think, really helped.
Dean, how was the filming process in your perspective?
I'm hearing like every third word Mark is saying. So I'm having a hard time. But yeah, he probably said this. We've worked together for like and so that really helps us like communicate, I think, and kind of the point where like sometimes we don't even need to communicate. Like when we're on set. So I know how Mark works and he knows how I work, and I think we have like a shared idea of like our vision, like for what we want to do. And so like with something like this, there's a lot to do in a really short amount of time. And I knew like kind of exactly like what I needed to do to make it happen in that time. And I think we probably finished like maybe 5 minutes early from what our schedule was, even though we did get behind at one point. So I thought this was a super smooth process, especially considering that we're helping other than the two of us. We had like one guy who was helping me light, and then Mark directing. So for 6.5 pages or whatever it was to get done quickly, I think that is because we're so used to working together and don't have to for 100 times or we don't have to set the camera up and fight about it. We kind of just go. So it was a smooth process, I thought.
That's great. So how did you find your cast and crew? And where? Like where and how did you find your cast and crew?
So the one actor who crossed their boss with on previous projects and through Backstage posted on there, and he auditioned like you know we and then there's who plays Darwin, like, went to high school with, and we knew him more as me, but he's in all he's actually in, so he does a lot of acting now. He's supposed to be in the project that got canceled, so we brought him. He recommended Mel in the film, so we met her through him, and I'll let Dean talk about the crew.
I think I'm talking about the crew.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the crew was a sound guy that I had worked with on some projects I did up in North Jersey with a director there. He's just really and he was gonna. Mark, I probably talked about the other project that we were going to do that had fallen through. He was connected to that, and so and then the guy who was lighting is another creator who sometimes, and he's a really good guy, and is the way he does things, and so he come on and helped me out for the day, and yeah, and he's another guy like I passed, like knew that like the way I think of things aesthetically is kind of like the way he thinks of them, and so just as somebody, another creative person to bounce things off of and get help. So that's where the crew little group.
Okay. So some like Mark, you had mentioned a bit of Backstage, and so some like professional audition wise, and then a lot of people that you knew personally. So did you guys film during COVID?
We've August, just this past August. So
okay, so not really. Okay.
So we didn't like I said, it was a small. We weren't and it was in the summertime too, but we have we did. I think 2020 was like the first COVID happened, and that was like not outside. And that it was just me and the crew, and I acted in it too. Two other actors. And, for this one, we didn't really have to worry about that too much.
Okay. So why did you submit for the Garden State Film Festival?
Like the biggest festival in Jersey. We live in New Jersey, so it's it kind of just seems like that as far as far as like local one.
Okay. How does it feel to be accepted?
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
super stoked. I can't wait to be there.
Is there anything you guys want your audience to get out of watching your film?
Well, like watch. It's supposed to be dramatic, so I hope they get sort of that. I guess that full spectrum of it, and I hope that people think about. I don't want to give anything away in the movie, but I hope it makes you feel the situation and how it plays out. Maybe it could have played out a better way. Things had gone differently.
Just like a cute little, just like a fun. I thought it was cute and fun to watch, and it was a nice little like storyline. So, do you have any advice for other filmmakers and producers?
You just gotta go. You just gotta. The movie's not gonna make it. Like even like for I write every day for like 10 minutes at a time. I write every writer and like every that I made, to what I'm making now better because you have to do it. And at the end of every project, Dean and together, and we'll say, okay, here's what we did wrong. Here's what we can like take away better next time. And I always say, I'm gonna learn and make another movie.
Dean, do you have anything to add?
Not really. I mean, I think what Mark said pretty much sums it up. Like, it's not going to do itself, and it's hard to make movies. It can really, it can suck. It's kind of, it can be really, really difficult to like put all that effort in and do all those things and money and people and getting everybody there on the same day with the same idea. So you really just have to do it. And every time you fail, learn from it and move on and do the next thing. I'm sure Mark said the live and learn and make another movie thing. We've been saying that for 10 years, and we've always like reassessed what we do and try to get better each time we do it.
Keep going. Absolutely. Keep on swimming, right? All right. Well, you guys can check out Solidarity Saturday, March 25th from 2:30 p.m. to 4:45 p.m. at the Jersey Shore Art Center. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us. This is a lot of